All right, I know that we have done our multiplying, adding, and subtracting decimal numbers, okay? And what was the key word? We need to be able to do them how? What's that F word?
Fluently.
Fluently. And what does fluently mean?
Know it like your name.
Know it like your name, okay? You should be able to know how to do it like you know your name.
How you know how to read.
Know it like you know how to read. That is a good analogy, Josh. Perfect. Know it like you know how to read. Okay, so we are going to start the flip side of multiplying. And in fourth grade, in fourth grade, you divided decimals by a whole number. And we're going to start there, okay? We are going to divide by decimals, but we're going to start with whole numbers because remember, I like to start small and build. So today, I want you to add into your table of contents on page 23, divide decimals by whole numbers. Write it in your table of contents and then we'll keep going.
Can I get another multiplying decimal sheet? When we were picking up, I guess Ellie or Elka saw it and guess it was trash and they threw it away.
Yep, I'll get to you. The one with all the problems on it?
The colored by number. Or the
All right, ready?
Go.
No? Okay.
Hey,
Now are you ready? Will you take that, Ava? Thanks. Okay, so I want to talk about our standard just a little bit because we've been working on this, the past two indicators. And I want to talk about, we said that fluently means that you can do it like you can read, okay? Or like you know your name, you can do it easily. Do you think that you can fluently add decimal numbers? I want a fist of 5. Do you think that you can fluently add decimal numbers? A fist means you have no idea what adding decimal numbers means. And a 5 means you feel pretty comfortable doing that. You feel like you can do it just like you can read. Okay? All right, I want a fist of 5 of how fluently you can subtract decimal numbers.
I just make many mistakes while I do it. Mine's halfway there.
Okay, so is it an issue with subtracting decimals or just subtracting multi-digit numbers that require borrowing? Is it the combo of both? Okay, so we need to work on that. Do you think that you can multiply decimals? Fist of 5.
1.5.
Okay. All right. Now, we haven't done dividing decimals at all, and that's what we're going to start on today. We do have our anchor chart for dividing rules. Does McDonald's serve burgers raw? And you have got to remember that. That is the, those are the steps that we're going to use for dividing, okay? Because when we divide decimals, we are going to be dividing just like we divide whole numbers. So, at the very top of your paper, I want you to write 3-4. I can fluently divide multi-digit decimal numbers by whole numbers. Then I want you to put your pencil down. right now, this paper that has the steps for dividing decimal numbers by whole numbers, y'all, I should have, decreased my font size just a hair bit, but I didn't. And it just barely fits on your paper like this, okay? If you can't get it to fit on your paper, there are scissors on your table. You can trim the edges, or you can turn it this way, like this, all right? Either way, it does not matter. But if you can't get it to fit, you can trim it, or you can turn it. Doesn't matter.
Does B-Day have school tomorrow?
Hmm?
Does B-Day have school tomorrow?
Yes.
Why don't we just get the whole week off?
Because then that means we go 2 extra days at the end of the school year. All right, can I keep flipping? Okay, remember, I'm not gonna take forever to talk about the steps. I am gonna go over the steps and then we're gonna practice, because the more we practice, the better we will get, okay? So, step 1 tells us to write down our problem. Step 2 tells us to bring up the decimal straight up, okay? Step 3 says that we divide like normal. When we divide like normal, what saying should we remember? Does McDonald's serve burgers raw? Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, and repeat or remainder. Well, when we have decimals, we can what? We cannot have remainders. So you will have to add zeros until we can finish, or until we have a repeating number, okay? So let's practice. On the left, I want you to write 6 and 39/100 divided by 3. What's going to go inside my box?
6 and 39/100.
So my dividend is 6 and 39/100. What's my divisor? What goes outside my box?
3.
3. All right, so I've done step 1. Step 2 tells me to what?
Bring decimal straight up.
Bring my decimal straight up, okay? So I've done step 3. I'm sorry, step 2. What does step 3 tell me to do?
Divide normally.
Divide like normal, okay? Ignore the decimal and just divide like normal. So, divide, multiply, bring down, multiply, subtract, bring down, no remainders. We're going to have to repeat. So, how many times will 3 go into 6?
1, 2,
2. 2 times 3 is
6.
6. So, multiply, subtract, bring down. 3 divided by 3 is
1.
1. 1 times 3 is
3.
subtract, bring down. 9 divided by 3, 3. 3 times 3 is 9. So my answer is 2 and 13/100. All right, number 2, I've got 312 thousandths divided by 12. I want you to set this one up on your paper and stop. I want you to put the divisor outside the box and the dividend inside the box.
yellow.
How many people have a problem that looks like this? 12 is the divisor, 312 thousandths is the dividend. So that means we've done step 1. Now we need to do what?
Bring decimal straight up.
Bring the decimal straight up. So we've done step 2. And this one gets a little tricky with the dividing, okay? How many times will 12 go into 0? 0. How many times will 12 go into 3?
0.
0. So, y'all, we're not starting till we get over here. How many times will 12 go into 31?
Like,
2. 2 times 12 is
24.
24. 1 minus 4,
Can't do it.
can't do it. I have to what?
Borrow.
Borrow. 11 minus 4,
7.
7. And bring down my 2. How many times will 12 go into 72?
6.
6. 6 times 12 is
72.
72. So my answer is 26 thousandths. Okay? How many people remember doing this with Miss Whitley in 4th grade? Kinda. Alright, now I have a tricky one. Who's ready for a tricky one? No! Everybody's ready for a tricky one. Alright, I want you to write this one just the way it is. I told y'all what I discovered with your test is that a lot of y'all forgot PEMDAS when you were doing one of those tables, okay? So everything we do, we have to remember PEMDAS. So over here, do I have any parentheses to do first?
Yes.
Yes. I've got to add those together. Since we should be pretty fluent in adding decimals, I want you to do that right now. I want you to add those together. Did you have to add any zeros before you started? Yes, you did. How many people got 535 thousandths? So I'm going to write that under here. So what is my dividend? What's going to go inside my box?
0 and 535 thousandths.
Yes. And my 5 is my divisor. It goes outside my box. So we've done step 1. What's step 2?
Bring decimal straight up.
Bring my decimal straight up. Now what are we going to do?
Divide normal.
Divide like normal. How many times will 5 go into 0?
0.
How many times will 5 go into 5?
1.
How many times will 5 go into 3?
0.
0. How many times will 5 go into 35?
5.
So my answer is 107 thousandths. All right, on the next slide, we have an exit ticket, okay, to help me know how well you understood dividing decimals by whole numbers.